Hello, this is Jackie, and today we're at MERGE Festival, but we are at the Requiem for Crossbones, which is a combination of an extraordinary history and this installation of sound.
This burial ground has been here since it was post-medieval, and there's lots of people buried here that were really poor and were buried here at the expense of the parish of St Saviour. A lot of them, you don't know who they are. They were buried en masse often, in circumstances sometimes where family members couldn't say goodbye. There weren't any distinguished plots. And when I came here, I saw the fact that there's a cement surface. You wouldn't know. There are lots of mementos around, but you wouldn't know that this was a burial ground visually. So I wanted to create something that captured what we do know about the people buried here, which is very little. And that gave a visual representation of a graveyard. There are stories about children. There are nursery rhymes that would have sounded like they did then, which, like London Bridge, for example, the way you hear it at the beginning of the piece, you wouldn't recognise it. But songs change through history like Chinese whispers. So the lyrics change, the melodies change. So that's the kind of research of the piece. This idea is fairly new to me, because normally I work in sound and music, and I wanted to create something that balanced that with a visual. The crosses represent who's buried underneath them, so there are large crosses and little ones, and the voices that come out of them match the size of the crosses. So the little cross is a little girl singing, and it represents the people buried there. The visual board is, because often when people experience a work that's quite moving, they want to say something or write something, and I thought it would be a nice thing for people to be able to write something down after hearing the work and experiencing it, a message for a lost and loved one. And I hope together it all comes together and all links and makes sense for people. There's just something about graveyards that I'm always really drawn to. They're beautiful. I think they're beautiful, peaceful places that we can reflect, and they make us realise the fragility of life. And the thing about this graveyard is people were buried in this way. It feels disrespectful. So I wanted to create something that honoured them, and when people walk around these crosses and stand in front of them to hear the sound that comes out of them, it's almost like they're standing there paying respects.
Wow, wow, wow. Requiem for Crossbones was absolutely sensational. Such a somber, calming and amazing mood. I feel so inspired. It's so inspirational. Emily has done a fantastic job. Today is the last day, but do check out Emily on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I've been Jackie. See you soon.